Hello, Facebook. It's Thursday. No, it's not. Shall we start again? Start again, RJ. I do apologise for that. I'm going to take that down off the. I'll come back to the two of us. This is something we've got to do to begin with. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. We're not going to sing Auld Lang Syne, but we wish you a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year, wherever you are around the globe. And if you're interested in messenger bots, then you are in the right place. And I'm not sure whether Ros is watching us, but she did say if she woke up in the middle of the night in Australia, she would actually join us today. And so we might see Ros. We do have a guest with us today. Andrew Spears has joined us. He's in the lobby waiting patiently at the moment. So good afternoon, Facebook. It's Wednesday. It's 12 p.m. Eastern. It's 5 p.m. in the UK, and I've got it right. Wow. And this is Bots for Broadcasters with RJ and myself. Did you have a good, shall we say, break over Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, it was a really nice break. I got to do things that I don't normally get to do. I got to take a break, and we were just talking about, doing the live stream shows is so positive and gets you so much, visibility, and you meet people that you would never meet. But taking a break from all of that really allows you to reflect on what's working. What do you want to start in the next year? It really improves your show when you take some time off of the microphone. Really improves your show. That's what I have to say about that.
Well, you come at it fresh, because you're not. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You get a fresh perspective, and you do sort of other things. I mean, I've been watching. I'd never heard of Lucifer. So I've been binge watching 3 series of Lucifer over Christmas. It's a great way to chill, fun way to chill, and not doing any broadcasting at all. And that's broadcasting on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or Periscope, none at all. Been away from the camera. So it feels good to be back, and the two of us together and broadcasting about messenger bots. And if anybody does want to join us on camera, then you can type guest to actually join us. So with that said, we have a guest with us today. So he's been waiting patiently. So we'll bring up from the lobby Andrew and say hello. And hello, Andrew.
Yeah, am I there now?
You're live.
I'm live. Oh well, Happy New Year from me in Bangkok. And I always say I'm coming to you with an attitude of gratitude.
That's
I'm originally from Australia, but I've lived here for 10 years now. And yeah, I like it a lot. I'm glad to be on your show and learn a little bit about your bot. It may be different to the one I've got. I got the mini chat. And as I said, I think if I had 2 going at once, they conflict with each other. So I've cut it down a bit. I've got another one called a land bot, and that's one of those ones that sort of proliferates down the side of the page. Most of my bots are on web pages. It pops up in the corner.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we can agree with you about ManyChat. Both RJ and I use that, although we tend to concentrate. Well, RJ will tell you in a moment, but I tend to concentrate on Facebook Messenger because you were talking earlier about broadcasting and having an audience. Well, it takes work, but one of the ways that you can do it is whilst you're actually live and talking to people is to get them to subscribe to your Facebook Messenger. And you need great content. So you've got to broadcast about something that people want to hear about. But once you've done that and people get engaged, then you can invite them to join your, subscribe to your Messenger. And then when you go live, as I did today, you can actually send out a broadcast, which people will see. and hopefully we'll join your show. Over to you, RJ.
Yes. What would you like me to say? About, you want me to talk about ManyChat or?
Yeah, if we talk about ManyChat and building an audience.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's the simplest one to use. It's the simplest one to figure out. And it gives you a lot of power within Facebook Messenger. So for me, you know, I continually review other bots, and continually, you know, ManyChat. It's not without its little quirks, but it definitely is my choice and the one that I send people to.
Me too. Both for the live video hub and for BLIFe in 5, both have got ManyChat bots. And the new page, which we'll talk about later, I got an idea for 2019. You've got to have an idea, and it might work, it might not. We'll mention it briefly now. It's called the Live Video Squad.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that in our graphic that you made for us today. What is this all about, my friend?
Okay, I actually did 8 show graphics because of the 8 shows that are on each week, with yourself and everybody in our inner circle. And I subtly put that graphic in the top left-hand corner of all the show cards, because I wanted to sort of subliminally suggest that the Live Video Squad was something that's happening in 2019.
Oh, right.
And yeah, basically, I'm just, it's one of those things where I'm sort of crowdsourcing the idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a basic idea. I know what I'd like to happen, but in order to make that happen, people have to know about a Live Video Squad. So, because it's essentially a Facebook group based situation. Mm-hmm. And it's 3 things. One is the ability for trainers to market their wares, so you can sell within the group. And the other side is participants and viewers can actually join the group and chat to the people providing the services. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can actually then create live video experiences from there. And the Live Video Squad is a squad of people who know what they're doing, talking to people who want to find out how to do it. Mm-hmm. So rather than marketing on your own, I mean, we market bots for broadcasters. It's just you and I. Yeah. What I'm saying is that if we could do that within a group for people who want to learn, then that might be an approach. So I'm just flying a kite.
Yes.
And, run it up the flagpole, see if it flies, and so that's the Live Video Squad. So I'd love to talk about that later.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Right, Andrew, at the moment when you broadcast, how do you actually tell people about your show?
Well, I create live events through the group, and then hopefully I have had a couple of nibbles, but I've had a few really interesting guest posts where I've invited people on, and that went really well. So I'm thinking of continuing with a few guest posts. I've got a couple of groups. One's, you see, I'm an ex-farrier blacksmith. I used to be a blacksmith. So people were joining my blacksmiths group, and I wanted them to really join my builder-all group. So anyway, I call myself a digital blacksmith these days because I don't do any. I'm actually, I'm pretty relaxed. You can see I'm in my condo here. It's a pity BLIFe hasn't got some way of bringing up a green screen. All you get is my fridge there. But so that's how I do it currently. I might have to get a screen behind me, but I'm forging ahead. That's using a black term there. Forging ahead in 2019, and I still really enjoy BLIFe TV. So yeah, that's what. That's
okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. What is Builder All?
Oh, okay. Now you've asked me Well, it's a platform which contains all sorts of marketing tools, an autoresponder. It's got thousands of templates for websites. It was originally put together by Eric Soldago around 2008 in Brazil, and that was about the time when Google was getting going, and he wanted something to kind of benefit people, and it's like it's only come to the USA market about last year, and it's really incredible. I've done a few live broadcasts showing. You see, you can share your screen, and I've shared the tools and how you can, just and the beauty of it is, I forgot to get down to that part. It only costs $50 a month, and it contains a business where you can sell licenses to other people, and that's the way it works. But anyway. It's like nothing I've ever been involved in before. I've been in affiliate marketing and all that sort of thing, struggling and hoping that something's going to happen. But this is really like a community. And I'm friends on Facebook with Eric, and he's, it's a very level platform. There's the level of contact is superb, and I just enjoy it, I really do, and I'm actually possibly going to become working for the company soon. I've got my fingers crossed, because there's a thing, they're going to be having live support agents in the field, and I think I've got a good chance. I mean, I've got an incredible workspace here in Bangkok. I've got a couple of iMacs, I've got fibre optic connection, and I don't actually do any other work. This is it. I'm sitting in my condo all day, and that's Builderall.
So it's a beautiful part of the world, Andrew. Right, well, thank you for telling us all about Builderall. If you'd like to put a link in the comments to this show, then people can go and take a look at it. And I'll be back in the group and see if we can actually get something going in the group. And thanks for joining us today. So I'm going to put you down in the lobby, and hang around if you wish as we continue with the show. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Okay. So thank you, Andrew. Now then, I can see. I'm just trying to get rid of this. Really, just a minute. We'll catch up. Lynn has joined us.
Lynn has joined us. Now we're having a party right now.
Indeed.
Lynn Cobine is here.
And Corinda's here too. Now, Corinda's got a question. He's saying, is it me or does Facebook look clearer now? Have you noticed anything?
I haven't noticed anything. No, I haven't noticed anything over the last few days.
No, I mean, certainly our first day back. I mean, you've got to give us a chance, Corinda. I mean, you were broadcasting at Christmas, Corinda. So, I mean, you've been broadcasting probably when all over the Christmas holidays. Okay, and Lynn's saying yes, party girl. Excellent. Okay. So it's interesting that Andrew uses ManyChat. I think it's the one that are you going with it for 2019? You're sticking with ManyChat? You're not going to?
Yeah, I ain't going anywhere else. I mean, I haven't. When I explore platforms and stuff, I haven't found anything that is nearly, has got nearly the features. Now, there's always some stuff. So I'm always on the lookout for a competitor. Haven't found any yet.
I totally agree. I mean, the beauty of ManyChat is, first of all, it's free. And you can have 4 guest tools. You can have it linked to your web page. You can do broadcasts, and it doesn't cost you a cent. It's only when you want to go beyond that you actually start paying. And when you do start paying, you're only paying $10 a month, which even where I come from is a couple of coffees. But, so in terms of cost, it's probably, as we said from the beginning of starting this show, it's probably the best $10 a month you can actually invest in your marketing. Now, we talked before the show we said Happy New Year to each other and discussed plans for this year. And I came up with a wacky idea, which is sort of me, really. I just want to come to it. That what was going to happen in the shows that we do this year, I think we agreed on this, and all the shows that go out on Be Live that I'm involved in, is that every show will have at least 3 takeaways. So ideas that you can run with after you've watched the show, or improvements that you can make, just things that you can actually take action on at the end of the show. So I have brought 2 of my problems to the show in relation to running ManyChat bots, and I'm going to put them to RJ, and well, we'll see what happens now. I, like a lot of people, use keywords, so that an example of a keyword is people typing guest and actually getting the link to join us on here. An example of a keyword is typing ask and being able to ask us questions privately. Or it could be info, which will send out show reminders. But sometimes you actually pick keywords that people use in everyday conversation. And I discovered that could well be a problem, because today I was having a discussion with Jay Lane, and every so often she was typing away, the bot triggered because she typed one of the keywords that I set up, which means that the discussion becomes very disjointed, and it's annoying from my part of it, from my side of point of view, but from Jay's point of view, she was very understanding, I think is probably the phrase to say, because she typed something and it said, could I have your first question, please? And she typed something else in it, said, could I have your second question? But she was actually talking to me, not, right, okay, so RJ, what is the best practice as far as keywords is concerned?
Well, so first off, if you can, with those super common words, add a second word. So right now, what you've got, let me ask you this about your problem, because I don't really, because I don't know this. In the keywords, you can pick whether you have the message is exactly this, or the message contains this. Do you have your ask set to message is or message contains?
Is.
Okay. And she was typing ask in the middle of a sentence, or did she just type in that word, or?
In the middle of a sentence.
In the middle of a sentence. Okay. Yeah. So I would switch that to ask, Stephen. Okay. I would switch that to ask, Stephen, and I would make it a message is ask, Stephen, because that is going to be a lot less common. You have to stay away from stuff that's super common, or you do get some repeated keyword stuff, and that will mess up a conversation. Now, when that messes up a conversation, what I always say is, oh, hey, so sorry about that. My chatbot got a little too chatty right there. I kind of move on from there. But I do try to make it, if it's a super common word, put another word with it, or just don't use super common words.
Right, well, I'm going to go back and check the bots that I have set, or the keywords that I have set up, and I'm going to follow your advice on that. Because what we've been saying all along is that we should be starting conversations with people, and bots are great for that. And we continue the conversation. What we don't want is the bot to continue the conversation too. So I'm going to revisit that. So our first takeaway this week is to actually check your keywords and amend them by adding a second word, and that will make things a lot easier when you're actually talking to somebody, because you don't want the bot interrupting you, and it's not professional, is it? He said.
Yeah, it's just, you can always kind of laugh it off and say, something like my chat bot got too chatty, but yeah, you want to avoid it when you can.
It only went from bad to worse because I typed in a keyword as well. Okay, right. So that's the thing. Be careful in your choice of keywords, because they can come back to cause problems when you're actually having a real conversation. All right, now my next point is, and I'm open to best advice on this, My problem is this. I have 2 pages, Be Live in 5, which is where we're broadcasting to now. And if you're not on the Be Live in 5 page, could you press the link up above so you are on the Be Live in 5 page? I've got the Be Live in 5 page and I've got the live video hub. Now, the Be Live in 5 page has 170 subscribers. The live video hub has 220. So today, as an experiment, and it's only an experiment, I promised the people who are on both lists, I sent out a broadcast to 390 people. The only thing is it won't be 390 people because some people are on both lists. How should we handle that? Do you want to widen that a little bit? Is this the time of the year to actually broadcast to everybody and say, do you want to be notified of Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday or Friday's show, or do you want to be notified about shows at all? In other words, is this a time of year to be cleaning house, bot-wise?
Well, for me, it's always time to be cleaning house in your bot. When I am sending out broadcast messages, if, I can set it to, if this person hasn't answered in a while, trigger a question, or either trigger a question or trigger a statement that says, hey, if you don't want to be in this bot, or if you don't want me to talk to you any longer through Messenger, just type stop and you'll be unsubscribed. I mean, I think it's always time. So the answer to your question, the second question, is yes, is go ahead, because people are, we're taught to look at our subscriber numbers and judge how well we're doing by the number of subscribers we have. And I would like to say that is a really tough way to look at bots. What you want is connection and conversation. If you're having a connection and conversation with 10 people, you're doing great.
Can I add?
What do you got?
To look at the numbers is a silly way to do it.
I know. We're also trained, but it is silly because, it doesn't matter how many. It matters the conversations. It matters the people you're talking to. It matters if you can get that person that you're talking to from automated conversation to a live conversation to a phone call. Yeah. That's what matters, my friends. So cleaning out your bot on a regular basis, super great idea. Doing it at New Year's, great idea. I try to do it more regularly than that, because the worst thing that could happen is somebody says, this bot's bothering me too much. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to get reported to Facebook as having a spammy bot. No. You don't want that to happen ever. What you want to build is a good reputation, because the messenger bot is part of your reputation. It is. In my case, it's my whole reputation, right? I mean, it's a lot of it is how well that converses and grabs people. So yeah, no, it's a great time.
It's like somebody who's a YouTube guru, and using the word, he is a guru, being banned by YouTube from broadcasting.
Right.
You don't want that to happen. No names, no pactoral. So you've got to be, you've got a reputation to guard. And that led me to a message I read earlier today from Jenny, where she actually sent out a broadcast and got quite an amazing response.
She did. Well, Jenny, okay, so Coach Jenny is a life coach that teaches you how to get out of your own way. And she has created a cartoon character named Hilda, and she's got a whole program about Hilda. So that's a little tiny bit of background on Jenny, but yeah, she posted in my group today that she started a conversation with some people. She just sent a broadcast and got in, did she say 21 conversations?
21 conversations started, which is quite incredible.
So that's the goal, my friends. Those are the goals. It's not about how many subscribers you have sitting there dead on a list. It's about how many conversations you're having.
And conversation is key, and brings us to the show on Friday with Bridgetti and I, which is Bridgetti and Stephen in Discussion, which is all about conversation. We say hello to Bridgetti. Hello.
Hello, Stephen, and hello, RJ. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can't complain.
Well, Happy New Year. This is the
Thank you
first time
very
we've had a
much.
chance to say it live. So
Oh wow! Oh yes, this is true. This is true, both of you. I was just picking up the tail end of your conversation there, and you're so right, RJ. It's all about the conversation. Everything else is a side issue. You know,
Yeah.
you can have all the bells and whistles, but if there's no conversation happening, it actually means nothing.
Nothing. You're right. You're so right. Yeah, because it's when the connection starts, that's when you can figure out if this is this a person your business wants to have a relationship with, and so many people kind of point toward, well, how many transactions can I possibly make? It's a tough focus to have, because sometimes a lot, sometimes a little. The internet is a fickle place. We know this.
Don't we know only too well?
Yes.
Nothing stays the same. And what's interesting and attention grabbing today can change in a heartbeat. So, if you invest or over-invest in a particular thing, that investment can very well be lost tomorrow because, as you said, it's a fickle place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I can see your sign very clearly now. Was the other day when we were on a live stream, you've got bots so beautiful at the back.
Yeah.
And I know my eyesight's not great. I need new glasses. And I was struggling to read it, but I looked at it now, and the first thing I could see was like, bots are beautiful. It really stands out.
Beautiful. I forgot to turn my signs on today. I'll have to. It's coming back, everybody. Everything's coming back.
Sorry.
You've got an interesting point there. I've been literally not live streaming for about a month, and when I started now, I was kind of fumbling over myself and trying to. It's amazing how quickly you unlearn things. It's a matter of just 4 weeks, and I found myself feeling lost, and having to kind of reorientate myself again was crazy. But it's great to be back, really is.
Oh, it's great to have you back.
It is. Unfortunately, they've not changed anything at all since we last broadcast 2 weeks ago, so we can get back into the swing of things quite quickly. All's good. Awesome. So now, as there are 3 of us here, we can actually talk about 5 days live. Because it's getting very close now, because next Monday 5 days live starts, which is 5 days of free online training from RJ, Bridgetti, myself, and this time 8 of our friends. So there are 11 people involved in total, I think, or 10 or 11 people. And we're looking forward to being live at 10 a.m. Eastern, that's 3 p.m. in the UK, Monday through Friday next week, discussing a variety of topics. We've changed it. We did it in August and we did it in October. So this is our 3rd season of 5 days live. We're all looking forward to it. And it is an opportunity not only for us to actually talk about something that we love doing, but to actually exchange our expertise with you and take your questions. You can come on camera. There's always a spare seat, and talk about topics which matter to all live broadcasters. What we should be doing in 2019 is providing great quality, engaging people, and building an ongoing audience. And that's what it's all about.
And I think the timing is absolutely perfect, because, this week people are still on vacation. But from next week, businesses open up again. It's business as usual. And I think it's also a great opportunity for people who are new to live streaming to literally take the opportunity to dive in with both feet from the beginning of the year, because, you're going to set the tone for the rest of the year. So if you're watching this broadcast now and you've not live streamed, or you want to up your game, you've maybe just done it on a casual basis before, and now you want to start a regular show, come and join us every day next week, because we're going to cover just about every single aspect of live streaming. Every single one of us that are taking part in the 5 days live have been where you currently are now. We also started at zero. We had to build an audience. We had to learn how to get comfortable on camera. We've never used things like bots. So everyone had to start somewhere. And because it's the second week in January, the start of the business week, it's a great time for you to come and join us. And if not for yourself, please do share out this broadcast and tell other people about it, because there's someone out there who wants to learn, to improve. And guess what? You're not going to believe this, but all of us who are presenting, we continue to learn from each other. Every single time we do this, we learn something new from each other. It's a continuous process. So you can never get to the point where you say, I know everything about live streaming. It's like a revolving door. You learn more and more every single time you go live.
We do, and we also enjoy the interaction that takes place as well. And we've loved the fact that we've had, well, a lot of people actually join the broadcast, and we'll start promoting it tomorrow, and we'll start promoting it with the show cards. And as you can see on next week's show, RJ, Cheryl, Bridgetti, and from Ireland we have Lottie, and then from Canada we have Annie, and then from California, San Diego, we've got Linda, myself, and new to the show this time round are Tina and Angeline, and of course the old guy from Canada. Well, he's not old really, not to me, I suppose. David Burrows is joining us too.
I must add, Angeline's from Hawaii, and we're exactly 12 hours apart, and the two of us live stream together quite often, and it's quite hilarious that we're exactly 12 hours away. And if we look at the chart of the people that's on the stream this time on 5 days live, we literally represent almost every corner of the globe, and that's amazing.
Well, that's true, because Angeline is professional. Well, she is actually going to be waking up at 4:15 in the morning to join the broadcast at 5 o'clock her time in Hawaii. So that's dedication, and looking forward to the show, which yourself and Angeline are part of. And RJ and I are with you on Friday, and all the rest of the cast will be involved Monday through Wednesday. So we're quite looking forward to 5 days live, which, as we say, starts on Monday the 7th and runs through to the 11th. And we look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely.
And RJ's nodding.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Gonna be a great time. It always is. Yeah. There's always something new. That's what I like.
Well, there's new topics this time round. Now, I've got an idea, Bridgetti, which I've explained to RJ. I'm just going to run it past you as well, just to see what you think about it. And that's in the shows. I mean, until this year, we've done shows which are generally do have a purpose. They've got a theme, they've got a topic. But what I think we could do this year is in each show have three things that people can take away with them, 3 ideas that they can put into practice after the show, and that's irrespective of the topic of the show.
I like that. I like that very much, because it's constructive, and to have people go with 3 takeaways, it's not a long list. 3 is very, very specific and actionable. I love that idea.
See, these Christmas and New Year breaks do allow you to sit back and come up with ideas and brainstorm and everything. So yeah, so that, and I just want to say thank you to you, Bridgetti, because Live Video Squad Facebook page now looks 1,000% better because of the graphic you provided for the banner. So thank you.
Welcome. Pleasure.
I haven't told anybody what it is yet because we're still working on it.
It's a secret. Shh.
Well, RJ knows some of it. I think it's one of those ideas that's going to grow and be refined over the next month or so. And if you are watching live now, then the Live Video Squad Facebook page needs a hug, or to be more precise, it needs either a hug or a like. And if you go to this link, you'll find the Live Video Hub page, sorry, the Live Video Squad page, and you can actually like that page if you would. Thank you.
Yes, please go out and like the page so we can grow it.
Indeed, indeed. Right, okay, so now, RJ, has anything happened with ManyChat in the last couple of weeks that we should know about?
Well, there's something that that I think everybody needs to know about, but I don't take action on it yet. You can now, as of yesterday, I saw this. You can now create Facebook ads from within ManyChat.
Wow.
Yes. Now, grab all of your horses.
Okay.
Hold them.
Yes.
Don't let them go. Because it has the green beta tag on it, everybody. And we know what that means. And if there's anything that you don't want to screw up in this entire world, it is your ads account. So I have a friend of mine who does Facebook ads professionally for people, teaches lots of people Facebook ads. I'm going to ask her to do some experiments with me to make sure that everything is well, and then I'm going to have her on my show. So so that is a new development. I'm watching that with interest because one of the things about Facebook ads is, of course, that when you get into your ads account, at least, okay, I'll speak about me. When I get into my ads account, that thing is like, I don't know. I mean, like, it's like taking the SATs or something. It is insane. Like, I'm a computer geek and I hate that interface. It makes me want to throw up a little bit. So being able to do it, if in fact this works, being able to do it from within ManyChat and then have your bot connected automatically. See, up to now, we've had to create the Facebook Messenger growth tool entrance through a messenger ad, and then it gives us a piece of code, and then we got to go and take that piece of code and plug it into the dashboard in that specific ad in Facebook Ads Manager. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. Finding the code in the first place, putting it in the right place, testing everything to get it to work. It's a multi-step experience. If in fact they have shortened that path, then I think that it could be a very good thing for people who are running ads to Facebook Messenger bots. So I'm watching it with interest, but I'm going to test it first and tell you all if it's okay.
That's very, very kind of you to do all that groundwork and and do the testing, because thing is, I mean, your stuff inside out. You're the bot ninja, and if you break something, you can fix it. But I think the rest of us mere mortals, if we break something, we may just break it completely, and I don't think anybody wants to do that.
Or even worse, we maybe put off using it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about the beta tag. People get really excited about using the new stuff, and so do I. I mean, I'm just as guilty of it as anybody else. But you want to use it when it's ripe. You want to use it when the thing is working well, and I want to make sure that it is. I'm not knowledgeable enough about Facebook ads to be able to look at what it produces on the Facebook ad side and say, yep, we're good to go. So that's the part I'm going to be getting some help with, but absolutely I'm going to test this thing because I want people to be excited and love ManyChat and love Messenger and love all of that stuff. So I know what you're saying. Don't I don't want to have people try it and get frustrated and go, this doesn't work. So yeah, there's some reasoning behind it. I'm really excited about that, what that could bring though.
Well, that's an opportunity to actually sell proactively, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Because we know that Messenger is the best way to have a conversation, and if you can turn that to lots of opportunities to be still being good though, being a good bot rather than a bad bot.
Yes.
So we not only do we need mechanics of how to use it, but we need the best practice of how to use it, RJ.
Well, and my dream is that being able to, make a little video or something and use the video as the ad, bring people into the bot that get reminders for the show. A great way to grow the bot, great way to grow your show. That's an excellent avenue if that can work. Using a little video, of course, and drawing people into the show. So I'm excited about it.
And
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think it's going to make a difference, Bridgetti, because we all at this stage in 2019 we'd like to make some money out of Facebook rather than actually paying for ads. We'd actually like to pay for ads and actually make money from those ads. So if this is a way of doing that, then more power to it, has to be said.
Yeah.
Now, talking of ads, we have one advert which you'll find in all our shows throughout 2019. RJ and I, as Udemy instructors, have our course, Bots for Broadcasters, which is on Udemy, and I'm going to paste in the comments now so you can take a look at it after the show, is a link to the course on Udemy, which is all about bots for broadcasters. And I mean, we had great fun doing it because we used Twitch, we used BLIFtv and Twitch to actually create a large percentage of the course, as RJ and I were chatting about things that we enjoy talking about, and that became part of the course. I mean, it was quite an enjoyable time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a wonderful time putting it together. What you would get out of this course is we talk about all of the different we talk about and we give templates for, and we give step-by-step instructions for all of the different bots that we use to enhance our shows, to give people extra information about our shows, and also to get people to the shows through the reminders. So that's what is featured in our course, is all of the different bots that we talk about on a regular basis, Stephen. We talk about reminder bots, we talk about the Ask bot, we talk about the show bot, we talk about that stuff all the time. If you're interested in learning more about that, obviously follow the link and go to that course. It contains all the templates, it contains everything that you would need to get started on using bots to enhance your live stream.
And we've taken nothing for granted. We know that there's need to actually have a beginner's course. It assumes no knowledge whatsoever and takes you through practical steps where you can actually learn how to build bots for your broadcast and increase your audience and engage your audience. So it's a very simple, straightforward course. And we've got some wonderful 5-star reviews, which we're allowed to talk about because well, I mean, the thing is that when people pay for a course and give you a 5-star review, then you've got to be doing something right. So to everybody who's taking the course, we'd like to say thank you. To everybody who wants to take the course, the coupon I've just posted is a discount coupon. You can actually press the link and you can get our course for less than $10. So, and are we playing a second course, RJ? I know you.
Oh, of course. I mean,
lots of things.
Aren't we always? I mean, our world domination plan, clearly, we haven't discussed what it's going to be yet, but there will be more courses, I think. Yeah.
Brilliant. So there's something to look forward to. This is the first course. There will be more courses as the years go by, and we're releasing certainly the second one this year. And we'd like you to follow us on our journey. We've tried since we started this show to actually to explain what bots are about, and that's what we do in the course, but we actually show you how to build them. You can either build them using the written instructions we give you, or you can actually simply copy a template. And Lynn is saying, giving us the all clear to have world domination. So thank you, Lynn. All right, okay, now I want to take that graphic down, and I just want to get your reaction. I'm going to bring a graphic up on the screen. As you know, I am producing a show for Linda West, which is a Talker Tuesday show. Try to get my tongue around that. And we start the show for real next week. But Linda and I also do another show on Thursdays, which is called Just Do It. Now, as Bridgetti knows, well, you both know, I've been producing share cards for everybody this week. So this is the one that I've actually put together for Just Do It. And I'm going to bring it full screen and just like your initial reactions to this graphic. Hang on,
wow.
Is it gone full screen? Okay, right, okay. RDS silence says it all. That's good. Okay. Right, I'm going to remove the graphic now. Okay.
Well, it's interesting.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Just, jump in and do it.
Yeah. Just do it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow when we release it into the wild. It may well go through 1 or 2 changes in the coming weeks. Right. Okay. Now then, moving on. I said I've got an agenda, RJ, for a change, and we've actually run through the whole agenda. And you said, well, if you run out of things to talk about,
right?
Yes, we've reached that stage.
Oh, okay. We've reached that stage. Okay. Well, let's review a little bit. What we've talked a little bit about keywords in the show, how to use those so that you are not triggering a response to come in a normal conversation, and that is to use keywords that are not super common, or add a word to that keyword. So Stephen has had an ask bot for a long time, was having a conversation with someone, and the ask bot kept triggering while he was having a conversation because the person, didn't know that there was that ask keyword. So the best way to combat that is either to use a word that doesn't come up in conversation a whole lot, even the word strawberry. It's a common word. Everybody knows how to spell it, but it's not going to come up in most of your conversations. But you can also add a word or two, like instead of using ask, you can do ask Stephen.
Right. To make it more unique, in other words.
A little bit. If you're having trouble with those keywords firing in moments that you don't need them to fire, consider making it a little bit more unique. Because I have had problems like that myself in the past, and what I've done about them is exactly that. Just make it more unique. So there was that. We talked about using bots on several pages. I don't think that we came to a conclusion with that one though. So we kind of talked about, if you have more than one Facebook page, if you have more than one bot, how, what could be the rules, so you're not over broadcasting to people. Stephen today broadcasted the same show announcement to both BLIFbot and Live Video Hub. Some people got the message twice, and Stephen is running an experiment. So see how many people unsubscribe for that, or talk about it, or in any other way respond. I would say, if you're running ManyChat on more than one page, you're advanced, and that's all good stuff. And for me, I probably would not do that. I would probably pick one of those pages and make that the one that I broadcast from. And if you're not in the one that I want to broadcast from, I would say, hey, from now on, all of the broadcasts are going to come from this bot over here. Click the button to subscribe, and you'll get your announcements as usual. I wouldn't do 2 bots because the same announcement in 2 bots, because then it's hard to keep track of for me. And then there's always that possibility that people will feel spammed.
My takeaway is that after the show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a message in Live Video Hub, which says that all the broadcasts are going to be notified by the BLIFbot. If you want to move over there, do that now. And then I can just provide the link. Yeah, and that sort of clears that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're saying about housekeeping, we should look at who's actually subscribed to us, and how do we tell people we could actually sort of remove from the list? Should we remove people?
Well, I mean, the best way is to broadcast a simple question. Hey, what's the biggest takeaway you've gotten out of this bot so far? Yeah, Lynn, when you've got them for different topics, that's a different deal. Then you're obviously not doing the same broadcast to all 3. Steven's situation is he's got a whole bunch of pages that serve a lot of the same purpose. If you've got separate pages that have separate topics, then definitely, yeah.
There's a difference.
You wouldn't run into that problem probably, but yeah, what were we talking about before I saw that?
Sorry, we were talking about broadcasting to 2 or more ManyChat bots, or using 2 or more. Yeah.
Yes. It was using multiple bots. Yeah.
Yeah, multiple bots. Yeah. So I like to do as much as I possibly can, 1 bot for one main bot for everything, because otherwise getting spread thin spread thin is a caution, I think, sometimes.
So keep it 1 bot at a time.
1 bot at a time.
That's, hang on a minute. Oh, we've got to put it on got to have that on the screen. 1 bot at a time. Okay, so advice. I think we can all get behind that. 1 bot at a time. Okay. All right. So don't send broadcasts out on 2 bots at the same time, send the same message to the same people, unless you're experimenting. And Lynn is saying that's good advice. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, for a first show back, RJ, this has been quite good.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, getting back into the swing of things. As we say, it's 5 days live next week, which runs at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Myself, RJ, and Bridgetti will be there with several of our friends and talking about everything to do with live broadcasting. And there's bound to be something in there which will interest you. If you're subscribed to the BLIFbot, you'll get a message about it. If you're subscribed to the Live Video Hub bot, this weekend you'll be asked to switch over to the BLIFbot. How's that? Is that, yeah? So that's my takeaway from today's show, really.
Well, absolutely. And of course it's up to you. But yeah, I would definitely go to 1 and make each page. I tell people this all the time. Each of your pages has to have a purpose. Each of your bots has to have a purpose. It has to have a unique value proposition that you are bringing someone. If all of the bots have the same value proposition, then that's when you run into doubling, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's always a good thing to think about, no matter what time of year it is. Spring clean all year round is what you're saying. Absolutely.
Sounds like good advice to me.
Brilliant. Right, we have a tradition. I'm still going to try and finish the show 5 minutes early so that everybody can get to the next show. I'm going to try and encourage people to do that. It probably won't work, but it's worth a try. So, RJ, would you like to close today's show? Bridgetti, thank you for joining us. Bridgetti,
thank you for having me.
I'll just over to you.
Lots of new stuff going on with bots. Watch this space. We come on every Wednesday and we talk about using Facebook Messenger specifically for broadcasters and how to use those to grow your show, to enhance your show, to make your show stand out among the rest of the shows, because there are an awful lot of people broadcasting these days. So stay tuned for more good information on how to enhance your stuff. Check out the class if you'd like to. Use that coupon because it does take 90% of the price away. And with that, just super glad to be here. Thanks for hanging out with me again, Stephen.
It's always a pleasure, because we always come up with some good ideas to take away. And Bridgetti, thank you for joining us and bringing us today's phrase of the week, which is one bot at a time. And that's not displaying on screen. No, I haven't broken BLIFe. You can't do that these days. So to everybody, take care. We'll see you all again next week. Bridgetti and I will see you on Friday. Bye.